was a neat trick. Let's go to the neat trick. Hello! And we are live, and we are going to. It's a lovely Friday evening, and appreciate it's quiet, and we haven't done the announcers yet, so we are going to kick those off in a minute. So we'll get on with a little bit of admin, and we need to edit some stream info, so we'll just get that quickly done now. We are playing a game called I Doesn't Exist. Hello! Called I Doesn't Exist, which I bet doesn't have a category. It does. Wow, didn't expect that. Someone's ahead and set up all the bits on that. Cool, we are live, that's running. Who has access to the Discords? I has access to the Discords. We are live playing I Doesn't Exist over on my neck hurts. Twitch.tv/Betsy and Manfur. Grab that, go dump it in the places, see if anybody's around tonight. Expecting it to be a quiet night. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is completely differently set up to usual. I'll keep that tab open for this game so we can talk about it later. Excellent. So this is a game that got linked to me via a Kickstarter I have just had completed. See if I can link to the Kickstarter as well. Oof. Let's try not to crash everything. There we go. Log in. There we go. Oh, don't do that. That's game cover. I don't have a game cover for this one, unfortunately. I do have a regular window capture. Do have that. So, interestingly, all of the statistics on this stream are broken. So, apart from seeing, I have no view account. I just have a stream chat. So, if you're around, say hello. So, I backed this 50 Years of Text Adventures, which, as you can imagine, is well and truly right up my street. Nowhere where it should be. Let's move you over to here. A collection, an anthology collection of essays on text adventure games, one from each year between 1970 something all the way through up to the current day. One game per year. Beautiful looking book that doesn't just go, here was a game, here was a bit of history about the game, but also does things like go into the mapping details, some of the coding details. Fantastic. That completed today, and then as Kickstarter is wont to, they sent out a list of things we think you might be interested in. One of which was another Kickstarter link to a project called I Doesn't Exist. Another text adventure game which caught my eye. They had a playable demo. I have not backed this one yet. I have no idea if I'm going to back this one. I haven't played it yet. But I thought it'd be interesting to take this as a palate cleanser for this week, play through it, and see how it goes. And we might have some fun with it, we might not. So, it's needed a little bit of an interesting setup. It's running locally. I've had to change the local screen resolution because it doesn't like my monitor and it doesn't provide any windowed options. So my monitor is now running at 1440 by 2000 and something. Fine, no problems. It's still in full screen mode. No options to run it windowed just yet. It's a little indie game. That's captured through a normal OBS window capture. I think we've got audio coming in via the desktop. Tell me if you can't hear anything. Let's turn that off. That's the game running in the back, running behind us. So we should be able to kick everything off. Famous last words, but let's find out. Yeah, audio should be coming through on desktop audio. Shout at me if the audio is okay, not okay, etc. All the usual stuff. For a short introduction to... So, start the game, type start. For a short introduction to the game, type credits. The README is a very basic README that says use verb with noun. Okay, think very simple inform-based game. Right. So let's have a look at credits. Load credits. Annalena Pontent took foolery. Game designer, code lead narration. Loser Huntenmoser? Sorry, game designer. Paul Schmidt, musician. Jonas Fullman, sound designer, composer, sound designer. Money from the Swiss Arts Council. Fair enough. Okay. Let's kick it off and see how we do. Nothing yet. You should hear a heartbeat. Hello, good evening. You're sitting inside a small cavern. The cold stone floor stretches beneath your hands. From outside, warm gusts of wind blow into your face. Embedded in the cave wall, you see a safe with a combination lock, which you might be able to get a better look at. Hint. A small note is taped just over the heavy safe door. You wonder what it reads. Are you sitting on your hands? No. Not intentionally. Old stone floor stretches beneath your hands. Good point. It's an interesting bit of writing. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Taped over the heavy safe door. You wonder what it reads. Read note. You get up on your feet. You were sat down on your feet to get a closer look at the note. The handwriting on it looks oddly familiar, but you can't quite make out where you have seen it before. You decide to read it and not make too much of it. I've left the key in this safe for safekeeping. It's the only way to get through the door east of here. It's time to leave this place. You squint your eyes looking at the message, not quite sure what it means yet. There has to be something around that could help you. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Let's have a look at the safe. Maybe you're good at stretching stone. Maybe. And good evening to you too. Let's have a look at the safe. The safe is jutting out of the wall of this cave. It has a different material than the rest of the stonework and seems almost organic in its nature. It looks like it has been placed in here on purpose and has begun fusing to the wall. If you would know the combination code, you could open this safe easily, but there might also be other ways. Okay, we did read the note. It's time to leave this place. You squint your eyes, look at the message, not quite sure. Okay. I fear the fleshy safe. Seems almost organic. Looks like it's been placed in here on purpose and has begun fusing to the wall. Yeah. If you would know the combination code, you could open it, but there might also be other ways. Other ways. We examine the note. Closer look at the note. Yeah, fleshy safe. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Says the only exit's outside east. You don't know how to east. Can we just open the safe? You try every combination that comes to your head, and then some. It just won't open. There has to be another way to open this. Well, yes. One too many lots. Can I sit back down again? Is that scroll or is it? It's scroll. Okay, so I can go, but I can't look at my environment again. It's the only way to get through the door east of here. Examine door. You can't see the door in your immediate surroundings. Can I take the note? You are pretty sure that you will remember the core of the message without having a reminder of you at all times. Get the key in this safe and get out the door. You leave the note where it is. Let's have a look at the safe. Yeah, okay. Ah! Wait, what? Didn't it say the door was locked? Maybe the door is not in the cave. Ooh. Wow, that's subversive. Ha! Press enter at any point to stop moving. So what happens if we go west? Ah. Yeah, a little. I get where you're coming from. It's got its pixel art aesthetic about it, which is quite nice. But it's very modern and fluid. I mean, things are moving between the individual, what you'd deem as individual pixels. You can see the fluid animation. But it's lovely. So there's the note. Can you turn the handle? I can see a handle. It's right there. Okay, listen. Huh. Okay. Lit up with beautiful lights, you see a radio. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Let's have a look at the radio. An old radio sits neatly in the tree trunk. It has two massive screws that are flush with the exterior of the radio. You cannot loosen them with your bare hands. You might need a tool to do so. Lit up with the beautiful lights, you see a radio. But what about the hammock? He doesn't see the hammock. I have to press enter to stop moving myself. So yeah, I saw the mushroom. Between the trees, a mushroom looks at you smiling. In the treetops, a lonely bucket swings back and forth. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Smile at mushroom. Examine mushroom. A little mushroom bops up and down between the trees. You heard legends about mushrooms saying if you talk to them, they can bring guidance when one needs it most. Do we want to talk to the mushroom? Also, can you guys hear the music? Folks, even. It's very slight. It's like an occasional chord. Oh. Lick mushroom. You pat the little mushroom on their cap and tell them they're great. They tell you if they could blush, they would. And they say you're not so bad yourself. But we can't lick the mushroom. Nice try. Can we take the bucket? Yeah, of course not. Your fingers tap the bucket lightly, but not enough to bring it down. It's stuck tightly in the branches, but with something heavy to throw, you might get it down. I mean, you say hands, more like noodly appendages. There's a door. Through the trees, you can make out a door. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Can we open the door? You try the handle of the door. You push and pull, but it doesn't seem to be working. The door is locked and requires a key to open it. There does not seem to be another way. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, campfire. The campfire lights up some trees in the night. Something glows in the midst of the flames. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Lit campfire. Your face warms up looking at the flames. You hear the crackling sound of the wood and lose yourself for a moment. In the sound, you see a screwdriver glowing in the heat, but it's too hot to take out like this. Bucket, water, campfire, screwdriver. Yep. The hell? A bolt cutter is frozen in a big block of ice. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Okay, blocks of wood. Bugs are busy crawling over logs in the shed. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Can we take a log? It's a heavy log, but not too heavy to carry or throw. Log is now in your inventory. We on campfire. Shower? There's a shower? In a small clearing, a shower slowly drips cool water. Why is there a shower? I mean, yeah, we can go and throw the log at the bucket. He's got a definite walk cycle about him, doesn't he? It's very, glomping. Gonna use glomping. Throw log at my bucket. Well, that worked. And was unexpected. You throw the log as hard as you can towards the bucket. You hit hard enough for it to fall, but not only the bucket was wedged into the branches, a heavy anchor rushes down, sinking into the ground and blocking your way. Well, fudge. Take my bucket. You think about all the glorious things this bucket can hold. Marmalade, mayonnaise, soda, tears. The possibilities are endless. So if we attempt to go... That's it. Let's have a look at the anchor. Good question. The anchor has embedded itself into the dirt when it fell down. It is extremely heavy and does not want to move free. You might have a better chance dealing with the chain. Examine chain. I will get to our inventory in a second. A heavy chain hangs from the treetops, connecting to the anchor. You will not be able to break it with your bare hands, but if you can find something with more power, you might be able to free the way to the other side. Great Scott! You currently have an empty bucket, like your dreams. Okay, there's the radio. It's bolt cutter in the ice. Have we gone all the way east now? Aha! Shower. Connecting its cables to an imposing clock, which seems to have lost its power. Yeah. The log is now on the ground. We might want the log later, but the log for the moment is on the ground. Connecting its cables to an imposing clock, which seems to have lost its power, the battery slot is empty, not powering anything at the moment. There are more objects beyond your current vision. Can we keep going east? That appears to be the end for now. Okay. Right. Hut, bucket, in shower. You put the bucket under the shower and fill it up with cold water. Ow! You can imagine this has many uses. Bucket filled with cold water is now in your inventory. We can use this to douse the flames. No? Heat the bucket of water? Over fire. Fair enough. You watch intently, but the water won't boil. You look up into the trees, and in the second, you hear the bubbles rise up from the now boiling pot. You take the bucket from the hanger, which is now filled with hot water. Spot on. Okay. Hot water on ice. With gusto, you splash the hot water from your bucket onto the ice. With a hiss, a little steam cloud rises, giving you an impromptu skin treatment. After a few blinks, you see the bolt cutter is now resting freely on the wet stone. You put the empty bucket back into your inventory. We've now picked up the bolt cutter as well. Nope. Go west. Go west! Use. Brain stopped. Bolt cutter. You take out the bolt cutter, still dripping in some of the molten ice. With ease, you cut through the chain, which tumbles down on the ground. The path to the cave is clear now. Let's go back east. Let's fill our water. Kill bucket. No. Fill bucket. You put the bucket under the shower and fill it up with cold water. You imagine this has many uses. We do. Go west. Let's go and douse the flames, yeah? What do you reckon? Douse fire? That worked. Very nice. That's a reasonable dictionary. Screwdriver. Cool down. The flames sizzling as you pour the water over them, leaving only some softly glowing embers. In the midst of it, you can see a screwdriver that seems to have been in the flames, but has cooled down now. You place the empty bucket back into your inventory. Take screwdriver. You reach down and clean off the dirt from the screwdriver. This could come in handy. Screwdriver is now in your inventory. East. I half wonder if it will take almost any command without checking the words if you have the right items in your inventory for the problem in range. Ooh, we could test that. I mean, that feels naive. Blah-de-blah doesn't exist. Blah-de screwdriver? You don't know how to blah. Screwdy screwdriver? You don't know how to screw. Unscrew screws. Cook the shrimpies. Tool in hand, you easily loosen the screws of the radio and open the compartment they kept shut. Inside you see a big battery, which is now yours for the taking. Okay. Battery. Go east! Off we go. Off we go. Well, let's put the battery in the slot. Where there's a field of pea plants to the west. Am I missing something? I mean, go west where the fields are green. Put battery in slot. Life is peaceful there. Oh my god! As you put the battery into the slot, it powers the adjacent clock. The large clock hand moves a bit until it stops again, seemingly stuck in the position. Very convenient, as you can easily take it now. Peaceful. Peaceful. Take the clock hand. You take up the clock hand and put it in your inventory. Yeah, of course you're not sorry. Why would you be sorry? Okay, let's go west. We've got a big old clock hand. Why would we want a clock hand? Maybe. Just checking, that's as far as we can go. Use clock hand on safe. Using the clock hand as a lever, even your little arms are able to pry open the safe door with a little bit of force. Inside you see the key, which is now within your reach. Take the key. You pick up the key and hold it in your hands. You brush some dust off, revealing a small engraving of a door. Key is now in your inventory. Get the feeling we're getting to the end of this demo. Oh! Unlock door. Oh. Open door. All right. I guess we're doing this? Oh! No, 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 no. I can't. You always do this. You always make me leave. I don't want to leave. I'm so sick of being controlled by you. This is what I have to deal with when you're not around. When you're not playing some stupid game with me, all you want me to be is numb or gone. I can't. You can't run away from me anymore. This did indeed take a turn. I had zero idea where this was going. Audio still okay? Oh! This is the end of the alpha of I Doesn't Exist. Follow us on itch to stay up to date with its release. So they have a Kickstarter. Jesus. Oh, so yeah, that was interesting and pleasant and fun, and then suddenly took a turn, didn't it? Let's go grab the. Oh, I love it when it does that. Where are you? That should drag that up. Yes, there we go. Yes, it does, and I think that's exactly what a demo should do. It should entice you in and say, "Hey, let's play some more," which I think I am interested in. I may very well go and drop them the pennies for backing it. So yes, that was fun. That is I Doesn't Exist. A cold stone floor beneath your hands brings you to a moment of consciousness. Gentle gust of wind brushes past your cheeks. Back again, or have you never left? A heartbeat, not your own, but of a safe, neatly tucked away, protected from intruders, holding the key to your salvation. Your salvation, just beyond that door. It's everything you could ever want. All you need to do is get out that door. Zork meets existential crisis. Will you manage to take back control? So, yeah. Maybe when you wake up, you're lying face down with your hands under your head. No, I have not. You're still on the hand. That's fair. The conversational AI running in the background of this game ensures you won't have to learn specific commands before you even get to solve the actual puzzles. You have plenty of freedom to express yourself, so you're close. It's not a standard text adventure system. You need to have an active internet connection. Oh, okay, fair enough. So this is feeding back into something in the background for learning. It would be nice if it was up front in the game about that. But fair enough. You only need your keyboard. Yep. I don't feel like it's exploited that yet to teach the AI for the whole game. Yeah, depends if that's going to be final game as well. I'm curious. I'm curious what they're using it for. Less worried, but I'd like it if they could put it up front in the game itself to let you know that that's going on. It's part of life, and to be quite honest, I've enjoyed things like the ongoing AI dungeon and things like that. All of this is fine so long as you're upfront about how you're using that data. So I may drop a quick line. There we go. I'm interested how you use the chatbot technology in the game. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. I'll pop them some comments on here. So that seems fair. So that was fun. I also have some other things because we don't. What time are we on? I'm actually lost on time. It is 21:46. We've only been on for 45 minutes. Let's quit out of here carefully. Whee! And let's see if I can get something else working. So, what else have I got at the moment? So, give me a minute. Let's see if we can get this one to work. So I've tried before and didn't get very far, but if we can get it to work, this could be quite good.